I had to put this fence up because she chased my dog and I with a pitchfork. I'm explaining to a friend of mine why we have this ugly orange fence up. And right on cue, crazy neighbor comes outside. There you go. Hey, crazy Karen. When the city comes out and does a land survey and lets her know that that whole green area is ours, she planted on our property. She will have 24 hours to remove those plants.
This property line dispute quickly turned nasty.
She kept saying our dog is going in her yard and pooing. And so we made sure at that point that every time we let our dog out, we would watch her. She continued to say that our dog was pooping in her yard, and we couldn't understand what she was talking about because if you see right here, she has a fenced-in backyard.
Instead of having a conversation with her neighbor, Karen takes things to another level.
The cops show up at my house, saying that our dog again is pooping in her yard. At that point, we put up security cameras. There it is right there in the bottom. You can see just a little bit. Turn, not go anywhere else. This is where the camera is pointed.
After this, their feud reaches boiling point, and the neighbor does the unthinkable.
On Father's Day, I'm in my driveway with my dog. Pepper starts walking to the back of the property right over here. The neighbor tells me, you better get your dog before I... And I told her, no one. And I started walking over there to get my dog. She comes up behind me with a pitchfork and starts at my dog, trying to get the dog off of her property. It's not her property. We were on my property in my yard, and she's us with a pitchfork.
Desperate for help, she involves the police, but their response to the situation is less than ideal.
I get my dog in the house, and the neighbors yelling at me, call me a drama mama, and all this just crazy stuff. The cops didn't do anything because it's such a neutral area between the houses. So I pulled up the property line because we're sick of her doing the things that she is. I mean, we can't even go outside without her recording us. She literally walks around with a camera in her hand.
They couldn't live like this and needed to take things further.
But the property line is this line here, and she's freaking out because we are over here on this part of the grass with my family and my dog. We have ignored it and ignored it and ignored it to the point where now she's threatening us.
She hopes the courts will agree with her and do something about their nightmare neighbor.
I filed for a harassment order, and I gave the judge all of the information that I had, and they decided that it was enough to grant me and my family a harassment order right here from my neighbor. She was served yesterday at 2:30 in the afternoon. She turned around and filed to have a hearing about the harassment order. I'm fine with that because I've already spoke to everyone that's witnessed what's going on.
She's got more than enough evidence against her antisocial neighbor.
They're able to mark all of the property lines except for the most important one, the property line in between my house and Karen's house. Now we have to wait a few more days for them to go back to the office, look at maps and a bunch of other tools to figure out where our property line is.
To her surprise, they've actually had more property stolen than they thought.
The property line is there. He looked at me and says, well, it looks like you have some new plants. We're going to be putting up an invisible fence for our dog. So we are going to give her a 24-hour notice